Hi everyone, it's Stephanie, and today I'm coming to you with a book review for Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This book came out late 2018, and this is the first sci-fi I've read in quite some time. And it got so much hype on YouTube, and it was in a fairy loot box, and all over the internet that I decided that I had to read it because it just sounded so good, and the cover kind of intrigued me. Didn't really sound like too complex. This follows a girl named Spensa, and her planet has been at war for decades, since before she was born. And growing up, her father was a pilot, and that is all that she's wanted to be ever since she could remember. And one day her father aborts a mission, and he's labeled a coward, and he ends up dying in that mission. So from then on, as Spence is growing up, she's also labeled a coward's daughter, and that reputation follows her everywhere. But all she's wanted to be is a pilot. She's been studying to be a pilot her whole life. She knows the manuals inside and out. She can tell you about any kind of plane, everything. And she goes to take the pilot's test to get into the pilot academy, and they don't want her there because they think she has the defect, meaning they think she's going to do the same thing that her father does. But she ends up getting into flight school. This book just follows her journey through flight school, pilot academy, up until the huge climax at the end of the book. And I enjoyed this so much more than I thought I would. I went into this with really low expectations because, like I said, I can't remember the last time I read a sci-fi book. I started reading this book and it really captured my attention, and I noticed that when I wasn't reading this book, I was thinking about this book and thinking about when I could start reading it again, if that tells you anything. So I loved it. I read the physical copy the whole time. It's not too bad. It looks fairly big, but it goes by really fast. It's very action packed. It's hilarious. There are a lot of funny moments in here, including a really kind of smart aleck AI airplane. And I just love watching Spensa grow into herself as she journeys through Pilot Academy. The relationship that she has with her friend Raj, or Rigmarole is his call sign, is just so lovely. And watching her develop friendships with the other cadets in the Pilot Academy was really rewarding as well. It was interesting to see how all of these cadets, it starts out with 10, and they said in the book normally only one or two make it to graduation. Whether they die, whether they decide it's not for them, their families, the ones that are really wealthy, might pull them out. Just various reasons. So I was really interested to see how that would go. And the way this was written, it was just so well done. And what's also really cool is after every part, they have drawings of different ships that are talked about throughout this novel. So it was really cool to have a visual and really see everything in your mind. Like, especially Mbot, that's exactly how I pictured him. And it was so cool to see that I thought the same way Brandon Sanderson did. But I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it so much, and I want everyone to read it. I really loved it. And that ending, I think I cried the last like 50, 75 pages. Just the ending was so epic. And the sequel to this is called Starsight, and it's coming out in fall of this year. And that's so long. I have to wait so long for the sequel. this is just, it touches a lot on a lot of really good themes in this book. What's bravery, what's friendship, what's loyalty, and it was really cool to read how Spencer grappled with all of that and how she grew into herself and tried to get away from that coward's daughter label that has been attached to her for most of her life. And I just if you want a book with a kick butt female protagonist and you like flying and planes and space and everything, just go read Skyward. And even if you're not sure if you like those things, just go read Skyward. So basically, go read Skyward. 5 stars. I love this so much. I ended up buying the first book in his Mistborn trilogy because I want to read more of his writing. His writing style is just so good, and I didn't feel like the plot slowed down at all while I was reading. It was so wonderful. So please, 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 go read Skyward. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button below and make sure you click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I will see you in the comments. Bye.